Columbia at one of the medical park offices, and I'm here because I'm getting ready to restart the Spinraza process. Now, some of you who follow the blog and my writings and all that, you know that I tried to start this process last year, and because my spine just has to be complicated and cause problems, they weren't able to administer Spinraza. At the time, I lived in upstate South Carolina. Since then, I've moved down to the Midlands, and so it's really like starting the process over with a new medical group. And so now I'm in the Columbia area. Now, interestingly enough, Spinraza is very new to this area. From what I understand, unless I'm mistaken, I'm the first adult in this region to be treated. And so what's really interesting about that is that the doctor who agreed to dose Spinraza in this region is actually a pediatric doctor. So even though I'm in my early 40s, I'm about to go into a pediatric physical therapy office. That just cracks me up. So I'll be doing that, and I'll probably joke with the physical therapist that I might be their only patient who's old enough to drink coffee. So anyway, and by the way, I don't know if y'all can see my little coffee mug here. It's got the Truett McConnell Bears logo. A little shout out to my hometown and to the Truett McConnell. So anyway, we're excited. We're about to go in. I'm about to be surrounded by kids in this office. Let's go see what this is all about. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so here I am at the physical therapy evaluation. This is Bethany. There she is. And so I'm getting my elbow range of motion measured here with this little, what do you call that thing?
That is a goniometer.
Yeah, that thing. So that's what we're doing, and she's measuring the range of motion in my elbows. So this is how it works.
A little tighter on this side.
A little bit. I might have been more resistant too. I need to just loosen up.
You are fine.
There you go. Good job.
Awesome.
All right, there we go. So that's one of several tests we're gonna have to do today. I'm probably not gonna video all of them, but just wanted to give you the first little glance at what we're doing here. So, all right, we'll check in with you in a little bit. Top crease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I can move this stuff out of your way, give you some more room.
Okay, that's good. All right. The paper tear test. This is me being real, y'all. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to do this one. Yep. I can't do the 4.
That's okay. Let's make it a little bit easier, and let's unfold it and go for 2.
Go for 2. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go on this side so I can use. Can I use both hands?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
All right. All right. I'm thinking I can't do this one either, but we'll try.
Got it.
All right. No.
Great trying though.
Yeah. I'm trying to use the fingernails to get it started.
Oh, There's nothing in the rules about that. So.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen either.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, so
it's a good try.
All right. So do we do?
So now we're gonna do 1.
Do 1. All right. So just because I had heard about the paper tearing test, I know this girl online. Shout out. I won't call her name, but she knows who she is. Who talked about this very test. And she said when she started Spinraza, she could not, I believe it was either not tear 1 ply or barely tear 1 ply. And now she's tearing 4 like a pro.
Whoa, that's awesome.
It is it's a big difference. And I'm not sure about this one either. Does it count for a dent?
Absolutely.
So I could dent it well, but that's as far as I can do. So I can't do a tear on that.
That's all right. It was a good try.
All right. So that was the paper tear test. I have no idea what's next, but we're about to find out.
Yes, we get to open a container next.
All right.
So we're going to start. Let me grab our container. The lid's on. And you can use both hands, just trying to take the lid off.
Okay.
I'll put it back on for you.
Does it need to be standing up like that, or can I flip it?
You can do it however way you want it.
Okay.
Do you want me to lay it down like this?
Just sit it down and let me
Okay.
look at it good.
Sure.
Let me see what I need to do. I'm gonna flip you over. And can you, there we go. That's where I want it. This is so funny.
The most random things we have you do, huh?
I know, it's kind of strange, but hey, I mean, these are real world things.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I can't get that to pop loose.
Okay.
All right.
And
So
that's
the
just
open container test.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the next one is bringing something to your lap. Can you do that starting from the tray? Trying to bring something up to your mouth? No, okay. That's all right.
Right. I have at home for eating. I have a blue, sort of half plastic, half rubber bowl. It came from the dollar store that I prop my. It's about this size actually, probably, and I prop my hand up on it to eat. So I start from about that height, and then I can eat with a plastic fork. But as far as picking it up from here, I can't do that.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm gonna snag this. Now the next one takes a minute to set up because we have these dots. So the idea behind this next one is we're gonna have 5 dots in front of you. And we're gonna have a weight and we're gonna try to move that to the side.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set up our tablecloth and our dots because they have to be measured a certain distance. I'm just gonna put this in front of you, if that's okay?
Sure. And you can move my arm wherever you need it to get it out of the way. Dots on the tablecloth.
I know, right? I was cutting out these dots with felt yesterday and I was laughing to myself. I was like, gosh, I'm so not an artist. It was really terrible. Okay.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay. Now, our dots have to be 10 centimeters from the edge to the middle.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll put one right here. Make this a little bit longer. Oh, find your space, huh?
It's all good. Sorry, it's my thumb.
You're fine. I'm gonna stick it under your first one. There we go. Perfect. And then there's 7 centimeters between. Perfect. I'm gonna come under this one. Double check. Ooh, 20 centimeters between. I really almost saw that, didn't I? Glad I looked at that. I'm gonna bring this one over to the side.
Okay, you can move my arm all the way out or backwards, whatever.
Put it right there because I don't want to cut you off from being active in that.
Okay.
Perfect. And then our second layer is 10 centimeters above those.
Okay.
Which you'll see where that comes into play in a minute because there's like a few items with this one.
Okay.
The left have been there, and the left side's not as important since you're right dominant. I'm just gonna set it up so it's there.
Okay. When I was much younger, I could do almost as many, sometimes more things with my left hand
Really?
than I could with my right. I wrote with my right hand and I drove with my right hand.
Wow.
But I used my left hand for everything else.
Huh.
You know, flipping light switches,
Yeah.
moving things around, so that arm got a lot more motion.
Yeah.
But not so much lately.
Yeah. That's okay. Hey, we all have a side that we like. Okay. So for this one, what we're gonna do is we have 200 grams and we're gonna start it in the middle. And what I want you to try to do is move this from the middle dot to the side. So ideally we want to pick it up and bring it over, but if you can't, you can drag it.
Okay. Are we allowed to use both hands?
Let's
Or
see.
just one hand at a time?
So if you use 2, then it's a 0 score. So we want to try to shoot for 1 if you can.
Alright. I'm not going to be able to pick it up.
That's okay.
We'll
Slide
see
counts.
We'll see about this sliding thing. You said this is 200 grams?
It is.
Okay.
It's about half a pound.
Sorry.
You're fine. You got it.
It's
I
kind
got
of
my finger. You're good. So
got
as
your
long as you
finger
get
on
it
the
to my
spot.
finger.
So you got to go on your finger or to your
Just
finger?
the middle of it towards my finger, if you can.
That's, I think, about as far as it's going to go.
That's okay. Perfect. I'm giving you a point for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is moving it horizontally. And it's 500 grams this time. I'm just going to drop this back down.
Okay.
We're going to do this a different way. I'm going to fold it.
Okay.
Some of the air out of it and fold it because you're dragging a lot of extra length.
Gotcha.
You know? That helps us.
Okay, so this one I have to do what?
Same thing. You just want to drag it to the side.
I can't reach.
You just went up a
So
little
that's,
bit.
yeah.
That's okay.
There we go. That's pretty blizzardish.
It's pretty heavy. That's a lot of rice.
That is a lot of rice. It's like several dinners right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's see. My problem is it kind of goes like diagonal,
That's okay.
and if I could like use my other hand to like guide it, it
Uh-huh.
would be easier. But I don't
That's
want to
okay.
do something I shouldn't. So
That's all right.
that's it right there.
Okay,
I'm not.
perfect. That's okay. Okay, this one's for you. It's a diagonal one. So we're starting with the 200 grams.
Okay.
And we want to try to take it from this middle dot to the side.
Meaning up there to the blue.
That's what we're shooting for.
I can't reach it.
You go.
Okay, there we go. That's good. It gives me a little bit more of a. So does it matter if I accidentally slide this yellow one out?
That's okay. No, that doesn't matter.
One of the things that I've noticed over the years is like the art of learning how to use other things to help with other things. So like if I were really trying to do a test like this, I would, or not a test like this, but an activity that really involved this kind of thing, I would find something to help me like push it the rest of the way.
That's
you know?
great.
That's as far. It's
Good
against
job.
the edge of the table. Too,
Yeah,
so.
I think that's what it is. I think if it was flat, you'd make it.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah. It was
Perfect.
just pushing against that little.
You were just
resistance.
making it harder on yourself. That's all.
Little resistance.
Okay, we did that one. We did that one. And some of these we've already screened with our earlier things, so
Right.
it like kind of builds on itself.
What's the name of this test again?
That's a great question. It is the Revised Upper Limb Module for SMA,
Okay.
the ROM.
All right. I know that's a question a lot of people
Yeah.
have had. I know a number of people have gone in for something called the Hammersmith, and a great number of us can't even. I mean, it's a pointless test
Yeah.
for most.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I think with standardized tests, it's so hit or miss. You know, I feel like they standardize it and I like their intentions, but sometimes you're like, why are we testing this? This doesn't seem appropriate. Or like the
Right.
people that can do it, it's such a small margin.
Right.
Because, you know, even in peds, we have standardized tests for kids that come in and are like, we can't follow directions. How do we do a standardized test?
Right. It's definitely different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all we have today.
Oh, we're done?
So it's quick, right?
Okay, that's
Try to
cool.
be quick and painless.
Hey, it's all good. It's been a long time since I played with rice. And solo cups
We
and
have
fills.
bubbles too. Yeah.
Right. So
Awesome.
we just finished the test, and as you can see, it's like really small things, and for able-bodied people with strong arms, this would be like, you know, cake. But it really is difficult for those of us who have mobility impairments or muscle weakness, and so this is actually used to measure our ability to do certain things. And I can't remember if we already said this in this video or not, but the purpose of doing these things is to measure our progress as we go through the treatment with Spinraza. So it's all about progress. We have a starting point. This starting point for me today is like, it's really small movements. Most people who know me know the limitations, but this actually helps them to quantify what it is that we're dealing with, and then we'll go from there and see what happens as we do this medication. So, all right, we're gonna sign off for now, and we will check back in sometime soon. Bye, y'all.